Hey, we are Chris and Teresa and are obsessed with all things fiber and guiding you on your fiber arts journey. We own a successful fiber processing mill, an online needle felting business, experienced at raising all fiber animals, and are renovating a 100-year-old school into a fiber arts retreat center.
Processing, needle felting, yarn, roving, fiber animals, and our renovating progress are all topics discussed here. Think of this as your one-stop shop for advice, information, tips, and getting your questions answered on all things fiber, from raising the animals to the finished product and everything in between. So pull up a seat, make sure you're cozy, and get ready to be inspired while you learn. This is EweTube.
Welcome to EweTube 73. We're sitting in for Teresa and Chris.
We are Mike and Mary Peterson. We are the neighbors to the schoolhouse, and we would like to introduce you now to Chris and Teresa that'll be taking over this.
Thank you, Mike and Mary, for that wonderful introduction. And they brought us over a most delicious meatloaf supper that was absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. So good. And they were here, and they're the neighbors, and they've just done so much for us.
Yeah, we've talked about them before.
Yeah.
So we really wanted them to
wrangled them into doing their little
introduction. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you, Mike and Mary. Yeah, we love you both.
Thank you.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Anywho, so onward we go, and we have now moved inside the school because right now it's probably 9:30.
Yeah, in the evening.
In the evening, because we're kind of snowed in.
And there's no workers.
There's no workers.
We can't usually do them in the school because it's too noisy.
Yep.
But
and we tried doing it on one of the upper levels, but the lighting was really horrible.
It did nothing for us.
No, so we opted to sit right here in front of Clink. So,
it had the best
in
lighting.
one of our classrooms. So, it's going to be amazing.
It might get chilly, so
because we had to turn off the NIPCO heater that is very loud.
Yeah, so that you could hear us.
Yeah.
We thought that was important.
We're not chilled now, so I think we're good. All right, so on with this. Teresa.
What have I been doing?
Yeah, what have you been doing?
So this last week was Christmas, and so I took some time off. All my kids were home for Christmas. One came a ways from Montana, and I hadn't seen him for quite a while. Mm-hmm. He hadn't been home since June, I think.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I got to bring him to the school and show him around. And it was quite the change since he had been here last, so that was kind of fun. And just enjoyed the day with family. Mm-hmm. And then on Saturday, or on Christmas Day, we just kind of hung out and played games. And then on Saturday, we got together with my brother. He usually has a big party in his shop for Christmas for all my dad's side of the family. And there wasn't as many there this year. Lots of the aunts and uncles didn't come because of COVID. But there was a few there that I hadn't seen in a while, so that was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Awesome.
And you.
And me. Well, on the holiday note, we have a tradition. It was a real quiet Christmas. But every Christmas Day, whether there's family there or not, I will always make cheese buttons. And it is a German dish that my dear mother-in-law taught me how to make. And that is our tradition. And it's kind of a labor-intensive meal. And it requires a lot of bacon, a lot of butter, and a lot of flour. Yeah,
I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to make them for a meal here at the school and invite the community in. And I'm excited to do that because when I do them, I've even gone and bought restaurant style pots and whatnot because they have to be boiled, and it's a whole process. And it's amazing. Yeah. But anywho, so I made those Christmas Day just for my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, and my daughter and her family. And so it was nice. It was just a quiet, different Christmas as it was for so many of you out there in YouTube land, I'm sure, because it's COVID just, yeah, 20. I'm happy to get into 2021.
Yeah, see what that brings us.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of my aunts and uncles for months and months.
I haven't seen my brother all year.
Yeah.
So, it's just,
it's just
crazy.
To be able to get together with everybody again. And your son didn't even come home, Dusty.
Nope, he didn't come home.
So, it was really quiet.
It was very quiet. And then I worked all weekend, and then I made, so I dyed some more. I spun some Cormo Angora, 70% Cormo wool, 30% Angora, and I dyed it. And I think it's beautiful, and it turned out
very
beautiful.
beautiful.
And it's super, super soft. It's just like so wonderful.
You can find that on the bearcreekfelting.com website.
I call it homespun sport because it's it was a lamb fleece, the Cornwall lamb fleece. So it's got a little bit of little texture. It's not real horrible or anything, but it just got that homespun feel to it.
Yeah. So if you go to Bear Creek Felting under shop, Dakota spun.
And it's Copenhagen blue and a purple. And they're kind of variegated and very nice. Yeah. And anywho, and then which was really sad because it reminded us the last 2 years that nothing happened at the school.
Normally we share what happened last year at this time and what was happening 2 years ago at this time. And looking back in the pictures, I don't think we even came to the school because there was no reason to. There was nothing happening here.
No, last year nothing happened for a couple months. It was just...
It was really, really slow.
Really, really sad. I know it was our family's doing work in the gym. That was it.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then over this Christmas, Steve was here.
Yeah.
You met Steve last week on our YouTube. But he was here working every day.
Yeah, but other than that...
Nobody else was, so... There isn't a lot of pictures to show you. I do have pictures. He framed out the doorway into the mill, and he also framed out this wall behind us. So
in the dye room
and other things that I don't know if I. What else did he do? Well, he made
all these little closets really for the geothermal system because there's a heat pump unit in each
of the classrooms. So those are done and framed up anyway.
Yeah, and the plumbers have been busy putting the plumbing in there for those units.
And he reinforced the floor underneath my office.
Yep.
So that my desk wouldn't fall through.
Which was a good thing. Yeah.
And I'm sure there's more. I just can't think of all the things.
Yeah, he does a lot of cleaning too. He
keeps it all neat.
Keeps it all nice and clean, which we very much appreciate.
Yeah, so there's not a lot of things to share, but the framers were here today again.
They were, and it snowed. We had 3-4 inches at least.
Yeah.
Today.
So hopefully by next week we have more pictures. Hopefully walls have gone up on the top floor, and we can share that with you. So that'll be exciting.
That's our hope. Yeah. Could talk Steve into cutting some doorways so that we can just walk from the old into the new.
Yeah, if we want to go up onto the second level on the addition, we have to go outside and climb up the ladders, 2 ladders to get up there.
Yeah, and it wasn't quite so horrible before snow, but now we'd have to put our boots on. It would be a whole production, whereas if we just had a door.
Yeah, right from the old school.
And Steve. Love you, dear. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Okay. And our product that we're sharing then is our new Cornwall
yarn.
Homespun Sport Weight. Yeah. And that will be on there. And another thing we wanted to share is over the holidays we had a complaint.
We get some of them.
Yes. From a gal that thought the wool was dirty in her kit. So what we wanted to, this is some of our white wool. And I grabbed a hunk, and if you, I don't know, we maybe should take a picture of this. Yeah. If you can see.
I'm sure most of you have bought wool from us or bought wool in one of my kits, and you see these little pieces of hay.
Yep. Tiny little pieces.
They're just tiny. And I felt with this, and I just picked those out.
And some there really isn't much in, and some it just depends on the on the sheep, really.
Yeah, there's some dirtier sheep.
Yeah, because some just have to be in there or in the middle of the hay mounds and whatnot. But yeah,
and you'll find that in there, and then.
Yeah, and there, it's
you just pick out the big pieces, and otherwise it felts in for felting.
Yeah,
and if you're hand spinning, it just falls off.
It just flicks off.
Spinning, so
yeah, it's not a big deal at all.
Not a big deal to us. And,
no, and this gal was.
And there's a lot of you out there that like they'll find these little bits of hay, and they love it because it just shows a little bit of the earth, and it shows the natural process that it all went through.
Yeah, it proves that we did not use hydrochloric acid to scour, all that chaff out of our wool. So then, and then we have a imported piece, and of course it's, it's very dense. It's very, it's like, I think I could hang on it. Look at that.
Yeah, I know. You can't even pull it apart.
Anywho, so this is, in relation, it's just a different process.
And it's very clean. You don't see any hay in there.
Yeah, right? And it's just a different process because they use a hydrochloric acid to wash, these imported wools.
Do you see some?
So this is I think it's an ink spot. Oh, yeah, from my pen.
Oh,
yeah. So anywho, just to compare it. So there's a lot of there's a couple other needle felting companies out there that sell products, and if they import their wool, folks aren't used to running into an occasional little bit of chaff and whatnot.
If they're used to buying from others that have imported it, and it's been
it's almost like it's imitation. It's so
you should explain the hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, it burns.
It just eats it up.
Yeah, it burns all of the chaff, all of that. It just
burns it. It's not good for the environment.
Not good for the environment. And when they're doing it in countries that don't have the EPA standards, such as in the USA, it's just not good. It's just not a good thing. And and there's nothing we can do in the United States how they're washing and
so it's always good to know where your wool comes from.
Yeah,
I guess, and we process all of our wool from our own animals or local animals, and we process it here, and it's with eco-friendly products that do not harm the environment, and we don't use anything that eats that eats up the hay bits and whatever else that's in here.
So occasionally you might run into that. And it doesn't mean that our wool is inferior, like we were told. But that's our sheep don't live in our living room.
No. They eat hay and it gets in their wool. And it's almost impossible to get it all out.
Correct.
So
unless you acid wash it, which we will never do. We're just not going to do it.
Yeah. So I guess we're proud of our little bits.
Yeah.
And I guess we just feel that if we do get complaints about those things, it's just that they don't understand
the process and
or they
don't appreciate
that it's that eco-friendly products. So we just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. Yep. And if you see that in some women, that's the reason they're out. So so onward. And today we made a skirting video.
We did.
Because over the years, I've been meaning to do this for years. I have customers that contact me, and how do I send you my fiber? How do I prepare my fiber even to send to you? And so then I'll send them a lengthy email and explain the whole, what to do and so on. And, from starting with how to skirt and whatnot. And we charge per incoming weight. So for the customer sending us fiber, for our customers, it's to their advantage to skirt and to take all those unprocessables out of their fleeces before they send it to us. Otherwise, we're going to do it, and you're in essence paying us just to
throw away.
Yeah. So we made a little video that kind of shows
what we would like to see. Yeah.
Because a lot of people think they have to sit down with the tweezers and pick every little piece of chaff out of their fleece, and that is simply not the case. So we were able to show, okay, this is what is not processable. This is what will get thrown, so that folks can get an idea of what they need to do. Because we're not a mill that we're ever going to ship somebody's fiber back to them because it's got too much vegetation in it, so on and so forth. But we want to make sure our customers are educated to know what's best to send in to their advantage. So
cost effective, so that we're not throwing half your fleece away, right?
Correct. Yep. Correct. So that will be hitting the YouTube channel.
And I know there. Yeah, it should be. I mean, you should see a little link up. To that video here in this video, so you can find it, or in the description below, a link to that video, so that if you've ever been curious, because I remember being wondering when we first got sheep. I had understood skirting, but I didn't know how much, and we're hoping to have another video on how to feed your animals.
Once it gets nice out there, so that we can,
so that they aren't getting all of that hay, as least amount as possible into their wool. If you're feeding them alfalfa or whatever, there's certain ways that you can make it easier. I mean, that they don't get just covered in it. And there's some sheep that no matter what you do, I don't know, they just like to roll in it or bury themselves in it.
They just do. They will go out of their way to remove it from the hay mound and set it on the ground so that they can.
Because when we're shearing, you just get one fleece after another, and it's like, oh my goodness.
What have you done? It's in the same flock, I mean, they're fed all the same way, and it's just like.
Yeah, so we have, come up with ways to feed them over the years where we've learned, because I think some of my first fleeces I was sending to Chris were loaded with vegetable.
We had a little cocklebur issue.
Yeah, there was a year where they got out and they got into where the cockleburs were, and that was a nightmare.
Yeah, that's hard on us too, because, I mean, they hurt your fingers to remove them. So then when we're at the skirting table, we're literally cutting these little cockleburs out. And we don't like cockleburs.
We now make sure there's no cockleburs on our property anywhere.
Yeah, because if there's one, that sheep will find it.
No kidding.
Absolutely, yeah.
So there's no more. My husband's very good at getting rid of all those. So.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a cocklebur. And I mean, I know mine. Have 4 cockleburs.
Yeah. I mean, there was that one year where they were just covered in them, so that we actually cut off all the ends.
Yeah, where they were.
We took the whole fleece and cut off all the cockleburs because you can't get them out, and then because we would. That is best to do
is to cut them off. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd have had no wool. That was several years ago, but.
Yeah. And oftentimes, like Romney, I mean, it's plenty long that you can still cut those tips where those cockleburs are, and you still have a good stable length to process. So yeah. If need be, we do what we have to do sometimes.
Yeah. So check out the skirting video that Chris just did, and then look forward to the next one on how to feed your animals.
Yeah.
So they're not covered in. In chaff. So.
Yes. Yep. Give you some tips on that. Yeah. All right. We had some questions here. So, first question is, are you still able to make saddle pads? And yes, I am still able to make saddle pads, but I don't. It takes over 2 pounds of fiber to make a saddle pad because I make them a good 1.5 to 2 inches thick. And then we sew on the leather, so on and so forth. But we just don't have the time. I mean, maybe someday when we can catch up on
the products that we are making that are selling. Yeah, that we're having trouble keeping up with that. So that we wouldn't want to start making saddle pads again, which aren't making as much. So.
Yeah, because I mean they're rather expensive. because they're all handmade. And like I said, over 2 pounds of wool in them with the leather. And we made like a Velcroed cell phone leather pocket for it and whatnot. It was kind of cool.
And that was, that question came from last week when we talked about the felting machine and how we developed the wool needle felting cushion. And so that's where that question came from.
Yeah.
So if you're curious about the felting machine that Chris partnered with NDSU and the engineers designed it with Chris to make this felting machine, and that's what she had in mind to make.
Yes.
But now we're making needle felting cushions, and it just keeps it going.
That's how things go. You go down one path thinking this is the reason for this, and all of a sudden, whoa, we're going to be doing this. So, but it's good. It's all good. So maybe someday we're not ruling it out.
There might be another felting machine.
Yeah, so then that will be a duck of different color then. So then we can then we could do that. Yeah. So what are the best breed of sheep to get those curly locks from? And this stems there again from last week's video.
We talked about curly locks.
And I had dyed some, I think they were Lincoln locks. And
it really depends on what you want to use them for.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my preferences, and it really depends. There's, like you said, the Lincoln
Cotswold.
And the Cotswold has like a looser curl, which can be used for hair. I mean, that's really a silky. Those are really silky, like looser curls, like for hair.
Even mohair.
Yeah.
Can be that silky,
curly. For like my sheep kits and the sheep that I make where I want it really curly, I've used Wensleydale or Teeswater are my favorites. And I have used BFL, but I prefer the really curly Teeswater and Wensleydale.
Yes. Yeah, and those are the preferences there. And are you still using the theater to cut the foam squares for the kits? And the answer is
yes.
Absolutely we are. Yes.
Yeah, I guess there's no heat. There's no heat.
No.
So it gets chilly. But that's the best place. We have it all set up on the stage. And there was several YouTubes ago that we showed a little video of us doing it.
Yeah.
It's a little thing we have set up where you just...
A template.
and cut up these little square cushions to put in the kits.
Yeah.
And it works really well.
Yeah, the square sheets that we use are, oh my goodness, they're larger than a king-size bed. Yeah. So it's not a...
Takes a lot of space. And we found the perfect, like the stage.
Yeah, it works absolutely beautiful.
At the theater is perfect. It's right where you can stand and
Yeah.
So if you want to see that, I can post the link to that below. Yeah. So if you want to watch what we do, how we cut the cushions, I'll post that.
And with the state's lifting of some restrictions, can you be open at other times besides by appointment only? And we will look at that once the ceiling is complete in the event center, because right now they have not started. It won't be now till after the first of the year where they will start the rest of it, removing of the old ceiling and the damaged insulation.
So it's even it would be even hard to get in the door to the store. Once they start, they haven't started, but we have everything moved over. It's kind of a mess. We're ready. Yeah, the store is still set up, so that's why we're just doing it by appointment, and then I mean, just as long as you understand. Yeah, and we're going to be doing classes on the weekends when they're not working, because the other half is still, is done and is plenty good. But it's full of all of our stuff. But we do have tables set up for our classes. So so if you just stay tuned to YouTube here or Facebook, and then our website will tell you exactly. What's going on, what we're doing, and when we will start having opening hours. So. Yes. And we love the picture of the school. Oh, we should show that here. Have that setting here. So this is a picture I took in 2018. It was after we had cleared all of the trees away.
Yes, this is the iconic picture
We talked about it last week.
Yeah, it is beautiful. And the question was, would you sell reprints of that picture? And yes, we are. Like this picture.
It's for sale.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
We don't know, no. But we will be selling like 4x6s and 5x7s, and we'll make some postcards and whatnot.
Yeah, this was a beautiful frosty day.
Yeah.
That, I just wanted a picture on my wall is why I took it. So, and made it into this. So, yeah, we hopefully, I'm thinking we're going to have a bigger one on the wall here at the school.
Yes, most definitely.
To remind us what it looked like. That's before the new roof. That's before anything, really, just removing of the trees. So,
yes. Okay, you also bought the theater in town, which brings us to the question, any plans for it?
Right now,
it is us.
We did have plans for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And then they changed. Because we had thought while the school was getting done, we would move all of like the washing and all of my stuff in there. But there was no heat, there was no water, there was no insulation. And so that would have taken a lot of money. And so that's where we thought we would move into the gym instead.
Which is what we've done.
Yeah, fix that up, get it done right away. So right now the theater's just storage. We've needed it.
Yeah.
So we've been very thankful
much so,
for it, because a lot of the things can't be in here while they're working, so they're safe there.
Yes.
And just things that we've purchased for the school and
our phone.
And our phone. Yeah. But and for the future, we're not sure. We would love to do something with it, but once this is done.
Yeah.
And the barn.
In the barn, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, then we'll see.
How does Teresa make her sculptures move in the video?
I don't. They just do that. No.
They just,
They move. I hire somebody to do it. So, I just say, I want these to do this, and they did it.
All right, are we still looking for quilts? And if so, what sizes do you need? And yes, oh my.
Yeah, we mentioned that somebody had come up with the idea, I think. And
it was a great idea. We love it. Yeah.
On several YouTubes ago. And we would love to put them in each of the rooms. Put them on the beds. As cozy as possible.
Absolutely.
And homemade and handmade is all, everything we're about. So, and quilting retreats together, everything. So,
absolutely,
we would love them. So
and any size. Yeah, we're going to have queen size and king size beds, but we'll take twins. We'll take throws, anything. Yeah.
Yeah, because we picture them like folded over, and we would definitely put something somewhere saying who made these, or
absolutely,
whatever, and honor whoever you want.
Yes. Okay, and what is the square footage of the new mill area, and how does that compare to your existing mill? My existing mill, well, it's in a 40 by 72 building right now, but the machinery actually sits in about 600 square feet of that. Yeah, and we're going to have about 1,700 square feet.
It's lovely.
Yeah. So it's more than twice that size.
Able to walk around everything.
Instead of having to crawl on the floor to get to the other side of some of the machinery, couldn't be more excited. We'll have room to add machines. I mean, it's so good.
It'll be, so much better for giving tours.
And education and working with folks.
So much more space.
So much more space, yes. All right, and Teresa, what is the youngest age you suggest for making the snowman?
So that depends on your child. So I've heard from so many that, they've worked with their 6-year-old and they've done fine, and they've worked with their 7-year-old and they've done a great job. Or I've had 8-year-olds complete the kit all on their own. And then I've had 12-year-olds that have no patience for it whatsoever and, didn't finish it because it took too long. So it just depends on their patience level. And I mean, their dexterity really, like if it's a sharp needle, and I mean, they have to have, you know, and it takes, like the snowman can take up to 3 hours to finish. So, and if they're a kid that wants to see results right away, needle felting is slow.
Yeah.
A slow process. So yeah, it depends on the child. And the Snowman Kit is the easiest kit that we have. And I know a lot of kids have completed it. A lot of adults, you know, really love it because it's, you can't mess it up. It's, you know, it's really, really, really easy and fun. So if you want to learn just the basics, or if you want to do it with your child or your grandchild, it's the perfect one.
Absolutely. Yep. All right. So that brings us to the prize winner. And last week's question was, what was the other building we bought in Nome? And some of the questions
talked about
gave that away.
Theater.
But the theater. And we had quite a few that got it right. And quite a few newcomers that we saw that were chiming in. We love that.
Yeah,
so we had a lot of folks in the hat this week.
And
the winner was Christy, my namesake there. Yeah, congratulations.
So I think there was only one Christy.
Yeah, there was only one.
Did you double check?
Yeah, I did.
So if your name is Christy, you're the winner. And you just need to go to gnomeschoolhouse.com or bearcreekfelting.com to the contact form and just tell us that you're the YouTube winner. And if you do it on the bearcreekfelting.com website, it will ask you your shirt size and your address. Just fill that out and we will send you your prize. It might be a shirt, it might be something else.
Yes.
We never know.
Never know. Whatever we
Yeah, and I'm going back to the theater. I'm trying to think of, you know, how that all came about, and I'm trying to remember. Like, were we looking for a building? I don't know that we were.
I don't think we. I think it was offered to us,
and we thought it would be perfect.
Yeah, and so we're like, yeah. Yeah, we have some ideas kind of on the back burner, what we'd like to see.
We have lots of ideas.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We have ideas for the whole town, so.
Yeah, it's all good, in a good way, yeah.
We'll start with this one.
Yeah, we'll finish this project first. All right, and next week's question, what do I recommend to use to keep your wool area wool moth free? A little hint is if you watch the new video.
Yeah, you should watch that.
Yeah. Might find out.
And we've talked about this many times because other people have asked this question. And,
you know, and lavender, and there's all sorts of natural things. Stop.
She's giving clues.
Okay, I didn't say anything. Okay,
I think she
onward.
uses lavender.
Way to go on liking the last video, everyone. Thank you so
Great job.
much.
Yeah, because
we had lots
I pointed out that it's helpful if you like our videos and if you comment and if you share. Those they help YouTube to move us up into showing it to more people. And I think last week we had, what was it? It says
400 more views than usual.
Yeah, 400 on this, and that was yesterday that I checked that.
Yeah.
400 more than usual, so that means that you guys were doing your thing.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
We would really like to get the word out about what we're doing here to everyone, because even around here we run into people that
they live 3-4 miles away that don't know what's going on.
What's going on there? But we really want to get the word out. So if you could help us, that would be great.
That'd be awesome. Absolutely awesome. Yeah. So until next time, we have 74. Ooh.
74.
Next week, 2 more. All right. Anywho, all right. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes,
and
thanks.
God bless you all. Have a great year.
New Year's.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah. A great year. A great week. Looking forward to the new year.
Will it be the new year?
Yes, it will be the new year. Because the new year is Friday. And y'all are watching this on Saturday, right? Yeah. It's a new year. Happy New Year!
Yeah, because we're doing this on Tuesday. Before,
yeah.
but
So
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah. Blessings to you all.
Yes.
Bye-bye.